Hello and welcome to See You Live. I'm Susan Post, Associate Editor of Columbus Underground. We have a very special guest today, Ryan Brown.
Hello.
Ryan is on a culinary journey to eat at all of the top 25 restaurants of 2021.
Correct.
So I'm excited to have him in today to hear a little bit more about how that has been going. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for asking.
So I want to hear a little bit about what kind of inspired you to do this. Like, had you been to a lot of these restaurants before, or, why do this?
Well, I had actually not been to a lot of the restaurants, so that was part of the inspiration. There were a few different things that actually went into it. I had a friend who used to live here. She came back for a visit and wanted to go to a new restaurant or somewhere that she hadn't been.
And there's always new ones to try.
And to be honest, I didn't have a recommendation ready. I had gotten kind of into the rut of going to the same old places over and over again. So I had to do a little research and found different places to go, and we ended up going somewhere. And it was like, I love this city. I've lived here for a while. I should know, what restaurants to go to. And then obviously COVID happened. So you didn't get to see friends as much, and I was able to get a good group of friends to kind of go, and we saw the list. And and a lot of us had said, some had been to some had heard of others. But there were a lot that I had not been to, and I'm like, well, the work's done for me. Now a great list to go through.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good mix of kind of like standby, long-standing restaurants and some newer stuff. And we'll be sure to kind of link to that in the description also, so you can work your way through it on your own. So tell me, where are you on the list? How many spots have you gone to? How many do you have left?
We have 3 left.
3 left. Okay.
So we've only been to 21.
Nice.
So 3 left. They're actually all scheduled already.
Oh, perfect.
So
what are the 3 that are left?
Top 3. So Ampersand, Lindy's, and Chapman's.
Yes, I've got my cheat sheet list right here. So
good, because I might need it to remember something.
Yes, awesome. Well, I can hand you the list. So if you need it, because of course I have to ask you some of the favorites.
Okay.
What are the best things you've had to eat and drink? As you've been doing this.
There have been a lot of surprises and a lot of really good meals, a lot of really good drinks.
Yeah. Sounds tough. No.
To narrow down would be really tough. I'd say one that I knew nothing about and has kind of been the one that stood out the most so far has been Paws.
Okay, yeah.
It's a great spot. I'd been there in that building years before when it was
the table.
Yeah. Yes, and I'd enjoyed it there. I didn't know it had a basement though.
Yeah,
and that's where
I
we
didn't
sat.
know that either.
It's beautiful down there. Service was great, and just there was lots of really good food. It was one that I didn't know what to expect at all.
Yeah,
and loved it, and it stood out kind of the most so far out of all of them.
Because they kind of quietly opened sort of mid-pandemic, and so definitely kind of been a ramp up there. But yeah, I've had a couple of great meals there also.
Yes.
Is there any dish that really stood out to you?
I actually really liked, there was a pumpkin appetizer that was kind of I don't even know how to describe it, kind of like a mix hummus or cheese, you dipped bread in it and almost fondue-y.
Anything you dip bread in.
And it felt very seasonal and very festive, and I ate a lot of it.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, and their menu is super seasonal. I know we did a restaurant review there, and I was trying to get there before the menu changed again, which is great.
And they make so much of their stuff in-house. From what
their bread
heard,
and everything. Yeah.
And even cured their own meats and stuff like that, and you could taste the difference with it.
Yeah. Awesome. What about some other spots that are on the list?
Our group, one of the most popular is definitely the Top. And as you said, long-standing, that one has been on the list for ever. Top Steakhouse, and it's a favorite of the group.
Nice. Super old school.
Old school. We call it a soap opera restaurant, because it's like where they went, in soap operas or in TV shows from the 80s, that old school feeling in there, and service, the food, everything's fantastic.
And they have a new patio that I think opened last year. That's really nice. I don't know if you went during patio season.
We did not. It was not patio season. We were bundled.
It's only a few months here in Columbus.
True.
Awesome. What about some of the best maybe drinks that you've had?
My favorite drink spot probably was Watershed.
Yeah.
Their drinks were so good, and I loved, I liked the design of their menu, and there were many different ones to go through. And, it was a place where we were kind of passing drinks around for sips and stuff like that, which is not the most COVID safe, but we're,
alcohol kills germs, right?
Exactly,
there,
right, yeah.
It's fine.
And for a lot of the places, I would try like one signature drink and then just kind of go back to either wine or a basic drink. There I had like 3 different ones.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I can't recall them for many reasons, but I would like to go back and try more.
Well, and I mean, they go all in on their cocktail menu. I know they normally make fun little booklets and stuff. But
absolutely.
Yeah, I've always been really impressed with them. I went, I think, a couple days after it opened, and I can't even remember what year that was, but service was on point. Everything was great. Like,
absolutely.
They've been one of my go-tos for a really great experience. Any other spots you want to throw out there for faves?
I really enjoyed Novella Osteria up in Paws.
Yeah.
As far as a lot of the restaurants were concerned, it was one of the further out.
Yeah.
But it was worth the drive up there, and then just even seeing that section of Paws, which had changed a lot since last time I'd been there, was really good to see, and the food was really good, and that's when
I went there for the first time a couple weeks ago and had a great meal, and I think I got the short rib ragu. It was just so rich and good, and then we got a side of polenta that was just like pure cheese, which I was all about. So awesome. Since you've been going to all these spots, I want you to throw out some recommendations for folks. So first of all, what do you think the best restaurants are to celebrate a special occasion?
Well, I mean, in addition to Paws and Watership, which I already said, Barcelona is, you can never fail there. They have this lovely round table for a large party, and that's the one we had. The service there was impeccable. Probably, the service at all the places has been good, but Barcelona was a standout as far as how they took care of us, from beginning to end, from reservation on. So that is a great place to celebrate, and it's in the middle of German Village. So whether you want to walk through the park or whatever after, always a great spot there.
I could refer to the list.
Refer to the list. Jeff Ruby's.
I haven't been there yet.
It is beautiful inside.
It's fancy.
Service was phenomenal. Our waitress was fantastic. It is on the pricey side, so it's great for a special occasion when you really want to splurge and have a fantastic meal, and all their sides, everything. It was an experience. So that would definitely be, if you're really looking to celebrate, then that would be a great one to go to.
I noticed there's like a lot of steak on this list, like
there is.
Columbus likes its steak.
And one of our normal common guests is a vegetarian.
Oh gosh.
But she still enjoyed going to them because the sides at steak places, she was able to load up on mashed potatoes.
When I think Commune was on the list there for her, which is all.
And she didn't get to make it to that one.
Oh no! Of course.
Commune actually, talk about surprises, because I am a carnivore, and so I was nervous about an all vegetarian place. But I didn't miss. Did not miss meat. It was great. It was really, really delicious there. Awesome.
What about some good spots to maybe like take a date?
Good spots for date. I mean, Watershed, I do think, is a great spot. You know, you can have a nice cocktail. Their bar is beautiful. Guild House has a really nice bar as well. It's really pretty in there. And then you're already in the Short North, and you can kind of hop around and go to different places. Actually, Rue, which was one of our first places, also in the Short North, their small plates, were phenomenal for sharing. They had good drinks. So just between location and ambiance there as well, I would recommend it.
Awesome. What about, and this, a lot of these places are kind of more on the fine dining side, but any spots that you would say are kind of like family friendly or be, good to maybe take kids?
Harvest for sure. Because everybody loves, a pizza. to split. Let me take a look here to review.
And I was thinking about that. I'm like, a lot of them are.
A lot of them are
fancier.
A lot of them are. I think Rue, if your kids are adventurous with food and like a little more of that Asian fusion, that could be a good place. But a lot of them, High Bank, and there's a lot of kids there already.
I'm going to say, there's kids at Wolf's Ridge all the time, too. I see a lot of kids in breweries. So.
And a lot of that depends on your, the kids, their palate, and, your bank account.
Right. Awesome. So, there's 25 restaurants on there, but there are tons of restaurants in Columbus. Are any spots that you personally would add to that list?
You know, some of my, you know, standbys that I love, you know, and I'm not 100% sure of the, you know, how to qualify for this list, if they're...
Well, this is all, I guess that would have been important to say up front, is this is reader voted. Okay. So this is, you know, compilation reader list. So this is what you guys like and said was the top 25. So. Okay.
I would add Villanova.
Okay.
You know, it is, if you want good, hearty, family-style Italian, that is, you know, that's a regular place. My partner, that's his favorite restaurant in Columbus. So we go there relatively often, especially when his family's in town.
Yeah.
So I would always add that. I mean, Tip Top is always a common, like a go-to destination for me. Little Palace is...
I love Little Palace, yeah.
And it would be nice to have some more, you know, a balance of...
A little more casual.
More casual.
Affordable.
Exactly. You know, you can go to Little Palace and get their small little burgers for a few bucks.
Well, and we're just down the street from Tip Top, and, you know, that's kind of a lunch spot for us sometimes.
I would imagine.
Super affordable. Most sandwiches are under $10
I just want them to bring brunch back. Yeah. I miss their brunch.
Yeah. So I love their sweet potato fries, whatever the sauce is. Oh, so good.
Forno is always a popular one for me as well. So
and they have pretty good like happy hour deals and stuff.
Their happy hour is the thing to do. Yeah, for sure.
We just did a brunch review there not too long ago and was really impressed. I like shrimp and grits, but it's not something I always order. But like, I thank you Forno, got to take the food home and like even reheated. Like it was great. It was so good. Like super rich. Very yummy.
I don't think I've ever not gotten the breakfast pizza when I've gone out for brunch because it is delicious.
That's also great. Cool. So of course there's been plenty of new restaurants that have opened this year. So do you have like any predictions of new restaurants that you think will be on the list in 2022?
You know what? Sad to admit, I've not done my research as much on that. I'm waiting for you all to post what the best restaurants are because this has taken up a decent amount of time and a decent amount of scheduling and budget and everything else that we've not been able to explore a lot of new restaurants.
So maybe next year you can do the, you know, 10 best new restaurants.
Honestly, we've been talking about what we want to do for 2023. And that is a suggestion and that's one that's out there because, you know, we'd love to go back to a lot of these places and some we have repeated and discussed about, you know, because not everybody in our group's been able to go to all of them. But we would like to go to some new places. And we thought about doing brunch. We thought about doing pizza places. You know, just trying to figure out what our goal is for 2023.
A lot of different ways to take that.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's so exciting. That sounds really fun. Awesome. Any last recommendations or shout outs before we wrap up?
Not really. I think I'm very excited for the last 3. Yeah. And, you know, that could change my feelings on all
what
the
you
other
recommend.
Ones and whatever else. But there are a lot of great restaurants in Columbus. You know, we're very lucky in this city to have the different places to go. So, you know, try somewhere new, get a group together and go to different places and support you know, there's a lot of hard workers there. And,
absolutely.
You know, I know
it's been a tough few years.
It's been a tough few years.
For the industry.
Absolutely. And, you know, excited to help and excited to try different places and, you know, get together with friends.
Great. Awesome. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing more about your culinary adventure.
Yeah.